Next up I got is Bowman. First off, congratulations. Date's coming up pretty soon. Hopefully have a lot of fun at your wedding. But as to drafting, you went a little bit off your normal drafting this year. Normally you wait on the quarterback. I know last year you got Eli pretty late and that kind of hurt you, but you were able to, capitalize and still win the league. But you took Stafford quite early compared to what you normally do. And you can tell that really did hurt your team to an extent. As far as keepers, LaShawn McCoy, Brandon Marshall, studs. You're gonna get what you're gonna get out of there, barring injury, of course. But as far as your other running back, Ben Tate, like I said, I just can't see him staying healthy. And then you took Trent Richardson pretty early. You're the Colts fan. You think he's going to do well. That's fine. That's great. I wouldn't feel comfortable with it, but that's not mine to say. As far as your other, running back, really you only have one other one, and he's also a wide receiver. So that's going to be an interesting play for you this year. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite you. Wide receiver wise, Brandon Marshall, like I said, is great. Marquise Colson, where you got him, was a steal. Just absolutely. He plays well. He was pretty hurt last year, but he's coming in healthy. And I know there's other options, but he's still huge. Jimmy Graham's going to get double teamed. He's going to get the touchdowns, so I like him as a second wide receiver. Golden Tate on Detroit could be interesting. It's whenever they go to a new team, it's always a little tough to figure out what's going to go on there. But I like his upside there. You really kind of waited on tight end, took two in a row with Jay Samaro and Delaney Walker. That's obviously a position you're kind of punting, but I would have liked to see you get a little bit more running back depth with that position. Then you got RG3 with Matthew Stafford. Maybe you have one of those to trade if RG plays well. I know he's been people have been down on him, but I think he'll be fine. I do like Greg Jennings on your bench. I think that he is a guy that everybody's forgetting about. Everybody's up on Cordero Patterson, whatever his name is. He'll be good, but I just don't think he's going to be as amazing as everybody says he is. He's a second-year guy. He's not got a really consistent quarterback throwing to him right now, so I think they're going to run the ball and throw the tight end, and that offense is just it's going to be a little bit iffy, but it's the same offensive coordinator that had Josh Gordon go crazy, so we'll see what happens there. But back to your team. Like I said, a little bit different than what you normally do. Was kind of intrigued by that. Didn't think that it panned out as well as you have in the past. I gave you a B- on this one. Just because of running backs, really, that's the biggest concern for me, is that you don't really have a lot of faith in there, at least as far as I'm concerned. I don't think Trent Richardson is a good RB3 for you. I don't think that Ben Tate's going to stay healthy all year. And then outside of that, you have Dexter McCluster. That really can be worrisome. So once again, though, waiver wire, everything else, but we're talking draft only, B- for you, solely because LaShawn McCoy, Brandon Marshall, pretty good, and then you got Stafford, who's a stud. So we'll see what happens.